T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, good evening, everybody. I'm not doing this show with a smile on my face. Trust me, I'm not doing this show with a smile on my face. But Manchester United have released an official statement confirming that Cristiano Ronaldo has been dropped from the squad entirely to face Chelsea at the weekend as a punishment from Erik ten Hag for refusing to come on as a substitute against Tottenham Hotspur last night. As I said at the very, very start there, I'm not going to enjoy doing this show. This isn't a case of, I've been proven correct. I would rather my club doesn't get dragged into these sorts of situations. What I will do, though, is cover the news for you. I'm going to cover the official statement from Manchester United, the initial article from Chris Wheeler, who was the first journalist to the news. I'll run through it from The Athletic and what Laurie Whitwell is saying on the situation, Sam Wallace from The Telegraph, and you can let me know what you think in the comments below. I've already done my video on the Ronaldo situation earlier. Lo and behold, proven correct. This is what the official statement from Manchester United said. Club statement. And by the way, the club has released an official statement here. This is no joke. Erik ten Hag has taken control of this situation and punished Ronaldo. Club statement. Cristiano Ronaldo will not be part of Manchester United's squad for this Saturday's Premier League game against Chelsea. The rest of the squad is fully focused on preparing for that fixture. Now, my first thing I want to say is that's my fucking manager. Straight away. I'm giving a little round of applause on my own in my little room. What? That's my manager. Doesn't matter what your name is, whether it's Ronaldo, whether it's Maguire, whether it's Shaw, whether it's McTominay, whether it's Sancho, whether it's Rashford. Every single player held to the same standards. And Cristiano Ronaldo, a man who he's so professional. He's so utterly professional. Can we drop that illusion now? Can we drop that illusion? I've been getting some serious pelters for stuff that I said. I said, look, honestly, try and defend him after that yesterday. Try and defend him. And still, there were a lot of people that did that. But that is Erik ten Hag taking control of the situation, taking control of his football club, and not allowing a player to take control away from him. And for that, I absolutely commend him. For that, I absolutely credit Erik ten Hag. Because, well, it's Cristiano Ronaldo. It's, oh, wow. Honestly, there's probably, could Erik ten Hag be lying to save himself? Like, dude, what you fucking doing? Seriously. Stop trying to find angles for Cristiano Ronaldo to worm out of. Stop it, people. You're starting to piss me off now. Erik ten Hag is doing what is right for the club. Player power is a poison which has taken over at Manchester United. It has done for years. And this is a situation where the manager is saying, you know what? Fuck that. It's time to reverse that trend. Anya, you've joined as a member. Let me know where you're watching from. I'll try and give you a shout out in the comments. Oh, you're asking a genuine question. Sorry, I thought you were genuinely trying to suggest that Erik ten Hag is like, just don't. It's such a strange thing to suggest. It really is. Let me run through the stories and the articles here. All right, because this is Cristiano Ronaldo refusing to come on as a substitute, ignoring his manager. Now, this came from Chris Wheeler. What is it? About just under an hour ago. And my initial reaction was to say, you know what? Let's see what Erik ten Hag says in his press conference tomorrow. Let's see what other reporters come out on this, because I didn't want to jump on it straight away. I thought that would have been a little bit foolish. But club statement has confirmed that he has been dropped. And we've got all the information we need now. This is what Chris Wheeler said. Ronaldo refused to come on as a late substitute before he stormed down the tunnel and out of Old Trafford. Ronaldo refused to come on as a substitute, Sportsmail can exclusively reveal. The Portugal star blew the lid off his fragile relationship with Ten Hag by storming down the tunnel. It was assumed that Ronaldo reacted furiously to being left on the bench, but it has emerged that he was told to go on by Ten Hag and refused his manager's instructions before heading for the exit. Now, Chris Wheeler has sort of double confirmed here that the decision by Erik Ten Hag to do this has been absolutely backed by the hierarchy of Manchester United. And that is why we've seen an official statement. Erik Ten Hag has dealt with this immediately, straight away. And there's more information on this, right, that we need to get into. There's more from The Athletic. There's more from The Telegraph. I'm going to try and read a few of your comments out down here. And I know it's going to be a bit of a spicy comment section. And I don't know whether it's... I mean, we might have, actually. Now that I sort of step back and I think about it, why on earth would Erik Ten Hag let him anywhere near that team again? Why, honestly, why would he? Cristiano Ronaldo's going to come with his tail between his legs, but Ronaldo's only going to angle for a move away in January anyway. And there's what, 7 or 8 games left? This is the correct decision, says Bands. Ronaldo needs to humble himself and be a team player. Let him leave. No player is bigger than the club. I mean, yeah, absolutely. H, you're saying that Ten Hag's an OG. Starting to really like this guy and his attitude. Would have loved to see what we've done with Pogba. Well, that's a different conversation altogether. It's not like he was really part of the squad. Pedro, I'll be interested to see what Rio is going to be saying about Ronaldo. 500 grand a week, says Sam, for all this information. Given this new info, Ronaldo should not get back in the squad. Release him in January. I can't believe we have to... Mate, the main takeaway from all of this, we've got a manager who can... Managers can make decisions, and players don't really respect those decisions, and they just kind of do what they want anyway. That is a culture which has eroded the standards of Manchester United as a football club. Erik Ten Hag is trying to restore that, and it's his way or the highway, but not in a sort of a condescending fashion. Because you've seen the highway yesterday. The highway is doing that against Spurs. But to do that against Spurs, you need to be a collective team. One whole. It's like, you know, the old Roman, when Romans used to go to war, there was a tortoise. That was when they used to put the shields at the front and the shields at the top. And they were like sort of military leaders at that point in time. That's why they were able to fucking have the Roman Empire was the size it was. And it used to shift for the tortoise. Well, the whole idea of it was impenetrable. No matter what you threw at it, you couldn't do it because every single shield was up at the front. Every single shield was on top. But if there was one shield that was down, it made it irrelevant because there was a weakness. There was an underbelly. And Ronaldo, he's the underbelly. And Ten Hag is sweeping that out. And it's, honestly, when I saw this yesterday, I said it in my match reaction. I didn't go overboard. I said, fuck you. I said, fuck you to Ronaldo for doing that. Such an utterly disrespectful thing. And now that the full story has transpired, this is why he did it. Let's go in and let's see what else is being said by Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic and also by Sam Wallace from The Telegraph. Let's understand the full story here. And you can let me know what you think in the comments below, as always. Eagle Passan saying, look, finally catching the live. Look, if there's loads of Americans joining in, I'm lovely to have you on board here. I know I normally go live really early in the morning. I don't normally do evening streams. Geez, it's been a busy day. I did a live stream this morning. I've done my video on Ronaldo. I've done a separate video on Ten Hag and the pressing system. And now we're here live again. Just want a normal day. And then Liz Truss. See ya. Ronaldo and Liz Truss. I don't know. Go and have a bath. Maybe not a bath together. Ronaldo, he's being made to train alone after refusing to come on as a substitute. It's from Laurie Whitwell. Let's read this story. Ronaldo will be separated from Manchester United's first team as Erik Ten Hag deals with his refusal to come on as a substitute during his side's win over Spurs. The Athletic revealed that the Portugal international left the ground early before the final whistle earlier on Thursday. It has now emerged that he refused to come on as a substitute and it is expected that he will be made to train alone. A statement from United, which I've already read out there. Ten Hag is responsible for discipline in the first team and he has the full backing of United. However, Ronaldo is still considered to be an important part of their squad. So going back to what Ant said there, maybe we will be seeing Ronaldo again. But certainly Not at this time. And I tell you what an utter fall from grace this is. And this is the best player I've ever had the privilege of watching at Manchester United. That season in 2008, when he scored 42 goals, we won the double, and he won the Ballon d'Or, is probably the greatest individual season I'm ever likely to witness at Manchester United as an individual player. It was utterly brilliant, unstoppable. And I've got those memories. But I'm also not someone who's just going to be blinded by sentiment. And I've not been blinded by sentiment. And slowly but surely, I've just been losing patience with Ronaldo. Also, it never sat right with me, the transfer request going in, when it did. It suited him. It didn't suit the club. And this is just, wow. Ronaldo just refused. He said, Erik Ten Hag turned to the bench and said, on you go. And he said, nah, I don't want it. No. Sod that. Put on an anti-Elanga and just walked off. Unbelievable. Genuinely spotless. Spotless? Genuinely speechless. I would love any Ronaldo fans, because my mentions today have been going absolutely mad with Ronaldo fans still trying to defend him. Please tell me how you're still trying to defend him after that. Finally caught you live. Nice to see you there, buddy. Fergie never taught to do things like that. Ronaldo should be ashamed of himself. Look, man. I don't particularly think this will be a surprise to any of you, but Ronaldo is a selfish individual. He always has been a selfish individual. It's that selfishness which has allowed him to create the athlete that he is. You don't get to the top in pretty much any industry in the world. It's nigh on impossible to get to the top if you're not selfish, if you don't think about number one. And that's always been Ronaldo. Make no mistake about it, ladies and gents. Ronaldo would have joined Man City last summer if United didn't come in. Ronaldo was angling for a move to Chelsea this summer, but didn't work out. His loyalty belongs to his trophy cabinet and his individual records. Manchester United were a big part of that. But Manchester United are just a part of that. In the same way that Real Madrid are a part of that. In the same way that Juventus are a part of that. And Sporting Lisbon. He doesn't love Manchester United. I think we can all openly and honestly say that now. It's just the truth. And again, if you don't want to admit it, that's your decision. I say things how I see things. Say what you see. And that's what I've been doing all summer long. And again, I've been proven correct with this situation. And I don't mean that in a bragging way. And trust me, I'd rather it wouldn't be this way. We're a better team without him. And he has been kicked out. An official statement from the club has confirmed he has been kicked out of the squad. Mate, Ten Hag, man, I'm so happy. I compared it to this situation, right? On Twitter straight away. You'll all remember what happened at Arsenal with Aubameyang and Arteta. I think Aubameyang, what did he do? He went to like Spain to get a tattoo or some shit. And he was supposed to be playing with the squad. And Arteta dropped him, kicked him out, and sold him off. And it was the reason I compare it to that situation is because of the stature of Aubameyang inside Arsenal compared to the stature of Ronaldo inside Arsenal. The different statures of players as individuals, but Aubameyang had a lot of influence inside that dressing room. And Arteta was losing influence himself by allowing Aubameyang to keep doing what he was doing. By taking that control back, he made a statement. It sort of shifted the direction of the club and he gained a lot of respect from the players. I think Ten Hag has been gaining nothing but respect from these players all season long. From all the training sessions that we've covered, all the preseason, all the hard work, all the graft, the fact that he joined in that 14-kilometer run, from dropping Maguire to dropping Shaw, McTominay, Rashford, Sancho, Ronaldo, and doing this now, the respect levels are going up and up and up. The players can see they've got a manager who commands respect, who delivers if you deliver for him. And he's changed, mate. I'm so happy. I'm not happy that this situation is unfolding at my club. I'd rather it didn't. But I'm very happy with how Erik ten Hag has dealt with it. It's a huge call. Stefan, you're saying you're buzzing down there. Totally agree with you and Ten Hag. Chinmay, you're saying what a move by the boss. There's a couple of super chats in. Let me read these out before we move on. Soon, I see there. So, total disrespect to his manager and teammates. Respect goes both ways, and he has ruined that for his team and the fans. And Sue, I think that's something that people seem to be ignoring or forgetting at this moment in time. It does go both ways. And as soon as Ronaldo did this and walked off down the tunnel, and now that we found out that he did it off the back of refusing to come on as a substitute, he just basically looked at Ten Hag and said no. Like a petulant child. Like somebody... it's like a Sunday league thing to do. And we're talking about the greatest goal scorer of all time doing it. Sam, you're saying, love the picture of him walking off and no one's even too bothered by the game. It's not just about him. He's trying to learn that, and he's learning that the hard way. Anurag, you're saying he needs to swallow his pride, has to accept his role. He's not the main man anymore. Dude, I'm not sure that Ronaldo can be anything good for Manchester United anymore. I think he's absolutely poisoned that chalice. I don't see from this point onwards. You can let me know in the comments below whether you think I'm going overboard. How does Ronaldo come back into this? How does he walk back into this dressing room now after Chelsea? He's dropped from the squad for Chelsea, so he won't travel down. He's not going to be part of that. A huge, tough game away at Stamford Bridge where we could probably use the greatest goal scorer of all time. If we're struggling for a goal in the last 20 minutes, we won't have that option now. How do you think these players are going to feel? Putting the hard graft, the hard yards in, and Ronaldo just says, nah, I don't want to play. You think that player can come back into the dressing room and everyone's like, wow, look who's back. No. I really struggle to see how Ronaldo comes back into the dressing room now and is the sort of the influence that we all felt and wanted him to be. Pops, you're saying, look, I'm Portuguese and a United fan. What he did yesterday was wrong and selfish. Good on Erik ten Hag. Well, thanks for your super chat, dude, and thanks for joining in. And it's mate, you can let me know what you think as a Portuguese fan. What do Portugal fans think about Ronaldo in the build-up to the World Cup? I mean, he is still their main man. Of course he is. They won the Euros, and I imagine he's going to be starting up front for them. CJ, you're saying it's sad it's ended in this way, but Ten Hag has got a job to do, and I'm behind him 100% on every decision he makes. You're loyal to him, and he's loyal to you, and that's it. It's that loyalty going both ways. Someone said it earlier, I think, Sue. Respect goes both ways. It's absolutely the case. And it's just Chinmay saying that, hey, Sam, how reliable is this news? This is an official statement from Manchester United, dude. This isn't news. This isn't following a journalist. This is news. But this has come from Manchester United directly. Keith, you're going down there saying, look, you don't think that he can come back into the team. Sam, you're saying his ego's in the clouds. Clive, you're calling him a spoiled brat. Not overboard whatsoever. It is sad. Really goddamn sad. But I tell you what, Ronaldo's chosen this path, man. Everything that is happening this season has been a decision that Ronaldo has made. In terms of, he's the master of his own craft. He decides what he wants to do. He decides how he does it. It is just a real sad end. Pranav, you're saying, well, this is the last top club he's ever going to be part of. No manager would want a player who thinks he's bigger than a manager in the club. He thinks he's dealing with Solskjaer here. I'd tell you what, I think Ronaldo definitely felt he could get the better of Ten Hag. And Ten Hag has just said, nah, man. He's taken him up to the top turnbuckle and he's just powerbombed him through a table. Ronaldo does not know what's hit him. I want you to type it in the comments, yes or no. Do you think Ronaldo will play for Manchester United again? I think that is a genuine conversation that needs to be had now. And you asked the question earlier. I'll ask everybody down here in the comments. Type yes or no. Do you think Ronaldo will play for us again? We've got, I think, like 7 or 8 games until the World Cup. Then the World Cup happens, and then the January transfer window is open. And Ronaldo's going to angle for a move away. And United, there is a genuine possibility that United and Ronaldo come to an agreement somewhere in the middle on a mutual termination of contract. We won't just terminate the contract and pay him everything he's owed. He won't pay up everything that he probably owes for that contract. There might be a ground, and Ten Hag's going to have to speak to the board about that. He's been given the full support of the board to make that decision. He's not just made this willy-nilly. It's a big call. But Ronaldo, bro, you made that decision by refusing your manager's request to come on during a Premier League game because your ego was so bruised by the fact that you weren't part of that 2-0 win. Genuinely, I think Ronaldo would have been happier there if United were 2-0 down and he came off the bench to make it 2-2 than to sit there and watch his team dominate without him. Aaron is saying Martial's done more than Ronaldo's injured. Done more than Ronaldo injured in 22. Don't worry about it. Let me see what you think in the comments down here. Do you think that Ronaldo will play for United again? Some of you saying no down there. Let's have a look. Alex, you think he will? No. The overwhelming majority of you say no, but a few of you are saying yes. I honestly don't know. The overwhelming majority of you down here, I'm going to go like 80 to 20. Gungshi, you're saying no as well. No, says Warwick Andy. Yes, but only if there's injuries. It's Gareth, you're saying no. I think if Erik Ten Hag has his way, Ronaldo will never kick a ball for Manchester United in the Premier League again. I think it's reached that point. It's reached that point. I never, ever would have imagined it reached this stage. It's crazy, isn't it? It really is. But as I said, the positive out of this is this is the start of something new. This is the name of all names. This is the biggest name. And not only has Ten Hag punished him, he's dropped him from the squad entirely. And Manchester United have released it, are confirming it with a statement, not waiting until Friday for the press conference. As SK down there says in the comments, he's properly stamping his authority. Now, a lot of you are going to get shades of Fergie here, and I can understand the shades of Fergie. Fergie was the man who, I think up until a certain point, he refused to let any player be on a bigger wage than him. That's how much Fergie valued the power of the manager and making sure that no player felt they were bigger than the club. And it's a big reason why Roy Keane, Jaap Stam, Ruud van Nistelrooy, David Beckham, so many players that Fergie fell out with and kicked out of the club. Yeah, I think Stam was like the best fucking centre-back in the world at that point. Van Nistelrooy was still great. Roy Keane is the best captain we've ever had. But Fergie refused to let go of control. And that's what allowed him to create winning teams time after time after time. And Ten Hag, in this moment here, it's been building towards it from dropping the player during pre-season because he was late. We don't know who that player was. You can make your assumptions, but no one knows. To dropping Maguire, Shaw and Ronaldo after the games against Brighton and Brentford. To dropping McTominay after City. To all the changes that he's been doing and tweaks that he's been having, this is the biggest call by far, and it's the one that's put a big smile on my face. This makes me believe in Erik Ten Hag so much more. He's gained a lot of respect from me as a fan by doing this and doing it so swiftly. Ten Hag is literally sacrificing Ronaldo to make a name. Why would you ask him to go on in the 90th minute? He is trying to press his buttons on purpose. I mean, I can't believe you pay €5 to say that. Ten Hag, as a manager, managed what was quite possibly a perfect game for Manchester United yesterday. Almost flawless. Finishing aside, almost flawless. Certainly as a pressing team. And you think that the only reason he was trying to bring Ronaldo on at the end there was to piss Ronaldo off. You're gravely mistaken. Gravely, gravely mistaken. It's no Ronaldo fan at this point has any leg to stand on. And I've been swimming upstream against that torrent all summer long. from when he handed in that transfer request. And I understood it's because of what he's done before. It's because of everything that he's done elsewhere. So many people can't separate the sentiment from the reality. Staring you in the face that we're a better team without Ronaldo. That Ronaldo, he's a selfish individual. But it's that selfishness, as I said, which has been a core part of what's allowed him to establish himself as one of the best athletes that there's ever been. But it's crazy. Emil down here, cool. You got an Ajax fan in the comments. Let me read your comment out down there, buddy. You're saying, look, as an Ajax fan, I can confirm that Ten Hag is no walkover. If you don't perform, you're not playing. It's that simple. And if you disturb the process, you can go. Thank you very much, Emil, for sending that comment. And it's good to hear from Ajax fans. And yeah, we've heard so much good stuff about Erik Ten Hag. And we're just seeing more of it. More and more of it. As I said in my video, please check it out, by the way. Let me try and find the link to this. I like doing these tactical analysis videos, but they're quite difficult to do. And they take quite a while. So let me just give you the link to this one because there's so much content going out today. You might have missed it. Link to that video is down there. And I analyzed the game yesterday, took a look at the pressing system. Go and watch that. I'd like you to. But look, Maddie, welcome back, Eddie. Maddie, nice to see you there. Look, Sam, you're saying was so pissed when we saw him walk off. One of the best. Honestly, I don't know when United played that good. I can't remember the last time United played that good as a whole team. Honestly, I cannot. Nothing springs to mind for years and years and years. You can probably drag out a performance or two under Solskjaer, but it wasn't that sort of performance. It wasn't that level of control and the pressing. As a team, it was amazing. Keith, you're saying, look, you're only as good as your last performance in this game. And I think we all know what his performances have been like. So I agree with Ten Hag. And that's very much the kind of where I'm at, Keith. And it's where I've been at with Ronaldo for a good long time. I've just been judging it by... And I've said this to a lot of people. If Ronaldo had never played for United before, a lot of fans would have different relationships. Would have different opinions of Ronaldo. And they wouldn't have been so forgiving of what he's done and what he's doing and what he's done now. And it's judged on sentiment. It's judged on previous successes. Don't get stuck in the past, people. You get stuck in nostalgia, you won't succeed going forward. And it's genuinely, I take no pleasure in this. I'd rather Ronaldo was still banging them in for us. I'd rather we can sing Viva Ronaldo. I love Viva Ronaldo. It's a great chant. I'd rather we could still sing that. But instead, we've got a player who refused to come on. Manchester United have now confirmed that he's been dropped from the squad against Chelsea. Erik Ten Hag has been backed by the club to do so. And he's going to be training on his own at Carrington. This feels like the long goodbye for Ronaldo. And it's not going to be a nice goodbye. It's going to be a bit of a tainted goodbye. I'm going to go down and read a few of your comments down here. And I'll be honest, it's not the nicest set of comments, but I'll be honest, it's not the nicest situation, is it? Could you imagine Martial in the team? He's more clinical than Rashford. Yeah, I'd love to see Martial fit, but well, is that ever going to happen? John, you're saying the team is better without him and certain players are playing better. I don't know whether you can link the second part, but I suppose we'll build that evidence over the next few games. If Bruno can keep playing like he did against Spurs, then you can start seeing that pattern. Is it time to say goodbye and never return to the team again? I don't know. Stefan, saying, I don't care if Ronaldo's a legend. If you play like shit, if you're an immature prick, goodbye. And that was, I don't know, immature. That wasn't immature. That was just, honestly, that was just a big two fingers to the face of Ten Hag. Such a public occasion. And he just said no and just stormed off down the tunnel. I can't get my head around it. I really cannot get my head around it. Ronaldo doing that. Ronaldo. Like, Ronaldo. Really? You at the worst, you might expect that from a teenager that's broken through and is years ahead of everybody else around him, and he's frustrated because he's not. But we're talking about a man who's won like 5 Ballon d'Ors and 5 Champions Leagues, and he's just straight up refused to come on when asked to by the manager, and stormed off and left the stadium in a huff. It's crazy. It's crazy. It really, really is. Why Ronaldo says keep it? Well, you can ask him. Where's this Ronaldo interview that's coming out? Remember the one he said he's going to spill all and tell the truth? I'll be interested to know if that story's changed a little bit now. Samuel's saying no one's bigger than the club. No one is bigger than the club. And that's because this man is changing it. I'm so happy about that. This is the day that we can use as a reference point now, moving forward. Any other player that tries to sort of pull some shit or do something, they know what can happen. If Ten Hag can drop Ronaldo from a squad, Ten Hag can do anything to anybody. Well, not anything to anybody. Let's be honest. But in terms of punishment, there is going to be no player that's above the law. There's going to be no player who's exempt from it. Maguire, your captain, doesn't matter. You're dropped. Boom. Varane and Martinez now 5 clean sheets in 7 games. Ronaldo, half $500,000 a week, multiple Ballon d'Or winner. You're playing shit. Doesn't matter. Dropped. Gone. The single best decision we've made post-Fergie is hiring this man. And we've just got to follow him. You have to respect the manager. And as I said, to reiterate, I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but I think this is such a really important parallel to draw. When Arteta dropped Aubameyang and he gained respect from the players from that situation, I think this situation is exactly the same here in Manchester United, because Ten Hag couldn't have done it to a bigger name. Cristiano Ronaldo kicked out of the squad against Chelsea. Cristiano Ronaldo training on his own because he refused to come on. Nobody can undercut the manager anymore. Kathleen down there, you're saying, look, Ronaldo should explain why he did that. I mean, he did that. I don't think it needs explaining. I think it's extremely self-explanatory. Ronaldo was so pissed off that he wasn't involved in the team and was so angry that... And this is the thing I still can't get my head around when I think about it, right? I said it in my video earlier. I said, put yourself in the shoes of Ronaldo and imagine being so pissed off. The whole stadium is bouncing. It's genuinely the best the team has played as a unit. And Old Trafford is rocking. The chants are sick. Everyone in that stadium, apart from the away end, is having a wonderful time. But Ronaldo is sitting there seething, fuming, in fact, not getting involved in any of that happiness or enjoyment or joy, and instead is sitting there inwardly seething. And then Ten Hag asks him to come on, and he explodes. 2 fingers, storms off down the tunnel. That's how self-interested Ronaldo was yesterday. He couldn't... He detached himself from the whole stadium, detached himself from the whole team, and was just pissed off on his own. That sort of influence, you need nowhere near your dressing room, no matter how many Champions Leagues you've won. That's a negative influence that will drag the team downwards. That's why Ten Hag has dropped him from the squad, and he's made the right call. Ian, let me know where you're watching from, buddy. I'll try and give you a shout out. But man, and maybe he just wanted to go to the bog. He just wanted a quick shower. As I said, I've just got to give such a round of applause to Erik Ten Hag for doing that. I'm probably going to wrap up now. I'll come back to this in the morning. It's Ronaldo coming back to Manchester United. It was a marriage of convenience. It was never part of a plan. And it's not Captain Hindsight saying that. We said it at the time. We said it as it was happening. Then Ronaldo had a cracking season last season, but he was never part of Solskjaer's plans, and Solskjaer didn't know what to do with Ronaldo. He was never going to drop Ronaldo, no matter what Ronaldo did. I mean, obviously Ronaldo didn't deserve to be dropped last year. But Ten Hag, man. Ten Hag, for me, has that's such a fantastic statement that he's done. And player power at Manchester United now, it's just had its legs swept right from underneath it. He's set a new standard. These new standards that have to be hit. And Ronaldo, it doesn't matter what your name is, you don't meet them. You undermine me, you can get the fuck out of the squad. That's my manager. Big up Erik Ten Hag. Let's see what happens next. I don't know whether Ronaldo will ever play for United again. I think that's genuinely a possibility. We'll find out. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for joining in. All the American, anybody who's new here, make sure you subscribe to United People's TV. What a busy day. 4 videos today. Jeez. I'll be here tomorrow morning, as always. And tomorrow afternoon, we've got to have the Chelsea preview because games are coming thick and fast. Unless your name's Cristiano Ronaldo. Then there ain't no games coming.